All right, guys, here we go again on the Persona 4 Nintendo Switch PlayStation console port train. We've got some more information, and I wanted to wait a few days before I got into this one just because I wanted to see what other sources I could find. I wanted to see how many people reported on it. I wanted to see what was going on, and as expected, I've heard a few things here and there. There's been some rumors popping up, and it seems like Sega even likes to leak their own announcements. Have you heard that before? We've seen that before when it comes down to it. But what's up, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my RPG, Nintendo Switch news, videos, content first. Appreciate the support, guys, and let's keep it going. But let's go ahead and jump right into this first topic here, and we are discussing Persona 4 Golden, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch coming next year. It does seem like that is the case. Now, shout outs to WCCF Tech. They have the beat on this one, but multiple other people have reported on this, and we'll get into the origins of this whole thing with Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, which is actually a real game coming to the Nintendo Switch PlayStation 4 next year. So we will talk about that. So Persona 4 Golden may be releasing on the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch in the near future, or in the future, judging from a recent discovery spotted by Scramble Faz. The Persona 4 Arena Ultimax official website has an alternate version that can be accessed by adding /V2 to its address that shows a Midnight Channel Collection Deluxe Edition among the pre-order options, which includes both Persona 4 Golden and Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, as shown on Steam. As such, it's extremely likely that the fourth entry in the popular series by Atlus will indeed release in the future on both the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So before we get into more of this here, when it comes down to it, you guys are seeing everything. There is absolutely no way that this was some type of mistake. Somebody put that there, programmed it, put everything there. It wasn't added, okay, by some type of hacker or something. Somebody at Sega, whatever the case is, put it there and probably forgot to move out the code or clean the code or whatever it is on the website, whatever they use, and it was found out by Faz here, so that's very interesting. So he states, adding /V2 after the P4 Arena Ultimate website shows the Midnight Channel Collection for the PS4 and also the Nintendo Switch. The Midnight Channel Collection is Persona 4 Arena Ultimax and Persona 4 Golden combined. An archive page of the V2 version from 5 days ago doesn't have it. There you go on that. Somebody did something. Now, it could be just a mistake from them just doing something, old code, old page, or whatever the case is. That could be, or it could not be. Some people are probably thinking it could not be. I'm more of the line that it's not, based off stuff that I've heard myself and also based off of a multitude of other sources that are reporting it when it comes to rumors and things. Now, Persona 4 Golden was originally released, for those who don't know, on the PlayStation Vita before being released on PC via Steam last year, which, by the way, Persona 4 was originally released on the PlayStation 2, and then the ultimate version of the game or whatever, the deluxe version, Persona 4 Golden, was released on Vita. So it was originally a PS2 game, then it went to Vita, then it went to PC. So I do think that it is going to be coming over to the Nintendo Switch at some point. Now, Persona 4 Golden on the PC has a lot of enhancements. This is what you can expect probably on the PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch. Gameplay with variable frame rates. You got full HD. There's also going to be probably achievements, trading cards, there was the PlayStation trophies. We'll see if they build something in for the Switch version. And of course, you have the Japanese and English VO. So there is a lot to look forward to when it comes to Persona in 2022, in my opinion, because we do have Persona 4 Arena Ultimax coming over, a very good fighting game. We have 13 Sentinels, that's coming over to Nintendo Switch, a very good tactical RPG, very narrative-driven, emotional experience that fans are probably going to love on the Nintendo Switch, being able to play that type of game anywhere that you want, lying down in bed, whatever the case is. So that's already pretty good. We ended the year very strong when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and Atlas with Shin Megami Tensei 5, one of my favorite games of all time, and I would say one of the best turn-based battle systems of all time as well. We started the year strong with Persona 5 Strikers on PlayStation 4, PC, and Nintendo Switch, and also Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster. So I would say that Atlas and Sega are on a roll here. They are on a roll with the ports and with the games bringing stuff that people do want. We had Catherine Full Body the previous year as well. So I do think that this is going to snowball into more Persona. We got rumors of Persona 3 that's going to be coming as well, which I do think that they'll probably do Persona 3 before Persona 4. So I think that there is a lot to look forward to in 2022 with Atlas. I think they're going to have some big games, and it's going to be so funny after Persona 3 and Persona 4 comes out and Sega is at their meetings and they're like, wow, we're surprised that these sold millions of copies across these systems, you know, like they did with Persona 4 Golden on Steam. They were surprised. They're surprised it did so well. It's like, what? How are you surprised, man? Like, what's going on here? But you know what? Hey, you love them, you hate them, you whatever the case is. Atlas feels like a family member at this point. Sometimes you just, what are you doing? But at other times you're like, man, you have a stroke of brilliance and I love you for everything, you know? So that's kind of how I feel about right now with what's going on. But I do feel that it's going to be a big year next year. I've talked about it already on this channel quite a number of times. Please make sure you check out my other Atlas videos, my Persona videos. I think that there's going to be some good announcements from Atlas next year, as Persona 5 has pretty much run its course when it comes to sales, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 is kind of heating up when it comes to things. More and more people with word of mouth are buying the game, so I do think that that's going to continue on to next year, especially as there's already discounts for it with aggressive pricing structures. So very good stuff there across the board. Very happy to see what Atlas has, and what do you guys think about this when it comes to Persona 4 Golden potentially coming over to PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch next year? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here. I think I can definitively say that Sony lied about their stance in Japan at this point. Now, recently, we got some sales numbers from Gamatsu and the Famitsu sales numbers for Japan. Now, for those who don't know, the Japanese sales numbers, we get the actual raw sales numbers for physical games in Japan, no digital, and also the consoles. They're pretty much the only region that will give you weekly numbers. So someone like myself that likes to analyze the numbers, look at trends, see what's going on, so I can make other videos about different topics so I know what I'm talking about. I'm looking at this and saying, you know what? It pretty much validates everything that I have been saying about the PlayStation brand now for the past few years on this channel. Now, I got a lot of criticism on it, you know, when it comes to it beforehand, before, like, once the PS4 was kind of dying out, and I was like, I'm not so sure about the PS5, just because I saw the trends from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4, and even with the Vita, I saw the trends with what's going on in PlayStation, and also what Sony was doing themselves when it comes to the focus of their games, what they were spending money on, what they were funding. The decline in Japan has been a trend, and that's the reason why I wasn't so high on Sony and what was going on in Japan. Now, the latest Famitsu sales charts once again shows a pretty dominating performance by Nintendo. All of the top 10 games are all Nintendo Switch games. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl sold another 130,000 copies, over 2 million copies there. And games like Animal Crossing, for example, have crossed 7 million units in Japan. So it's pretty much an all domination front. And there's even really like legacy titles on there. You have stuff like Pokemon Sword and Shield, you have stuff like Ring Fit Adventure. So I mean like legacy, or more like evergreen titles, I should say, that have been out for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, or whatever the case is. Super Smash Brothers been out 3 years, still in the top 10 here. So you're seeing just pretty much a domination here from Nintendo. Now, if you look at the console sales, Nintendo Switch sold another huge 192,000 units plus, compared to the PlayStation 5 family of systems. So this is the PS5 digital and also the PS5 disc version, only sold 1,470 units. In all of my time covering PlayStation, I don't think I've ever seen in the actual generation, so we're not talking about once the generation has died out or whatever the case is, but I've never seen a PlayStation home console sell this few of units in its actual like 1 year in Japan. Like, I've never seen it before. In all the years I've been covering, I've never seen that before. This is beyond bad, like Wii U numbers beyond bad, right? And it's not because there isn't some demand for the PlayStation 5. There is some demand. I mean, I think that if Sony had ample stock, they could probably sell 30 to 40,000 units a week in Japan. It's because Sony is not shipping units there at all. This is residual units that they've already shipped maybe about 2 or 3 months ago or something like that, just kind of slipping through the cracks, whatever the case is, the extra 1 unit here or there. This is, they aren't getting units. It's not that nobody wants the PlayStation 5 in Japan. Now, is there decreased interest because of the Nintendo Switch and mobile gaming? Absolutely so. If the Nintendo Switch wasn't doing as well as it is, I definitely think that Sony maybe would have adjusted things or whatever it is. But the Nintendo Switch is definitely pushing pretty much everyone else out. But Sony, when it comes to what they lied about, they stated in an interview multiple times, they talked about how Japan is, quote, of the utmost importance to them. So if you're looking at it when it comes to retail sales and shipping and all of that, there's a chip shortage that's going on right now, and I completely get that. But Sony isn't selling 1,000 units a week in the US. In Black Friday, from what I understand, they sold hundreds of thousands of units here in the US for the Black Friday week, or for the month, they sold hundreds and thousands of units when it comes to November. And they sell more than 1,000 units when it comes to Europe and the big markets and stuff like that. They sell well more than that. They're selling millions of units. So all of the shipments are going to other areas, and they're barely leaving anything or pretty much nothing for the Japanese base. 10K pulled from one area or from another area to be shipped to Japan doesn't break or doesn't, mean that you won't be competitive or you won't have, oh my gosh, overwhelming stock in one area or another. They're not even pulling a smaller amount, like I said, 10K, 20K from wherever else they're shipping to send to Japan. They're just not shipping at all, or the shipments are so low. Sending 1,000 systems, if you don't have anything, and selling 1,000 systems to Japan maybe isn't even worth the price of, having it. It's domestically, but it's not even worth the price of having that. So it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me at all to sit there and say Japan is the utmost importance. Oh, by the way, we're not going to ship any units in the busiest time of the year. The biggest sales period of the year is October, November, and December. That's just it. That's when companies make all their money, or most of their money is in those final months with the holiday shopping seasons, Thanksgiving and Black Friday, all that good stuff, Christmas, all that, right? The fact that Sony's only selling 1,000 units, they can't get past that. No, I'm sorry, man. Like, they definitely don't care about Japan. And I'm validated with this when it comes to what I said before. Like I said, I got some heat from it. But Sony, not only did they lie about that, because it's not the utmost importance. You can't say, there is no any type of way that you can spin it as, oh, we care about this region. Oh, by the way, we're going to ship no units to this region for the biggest shopping period, when Japan has been getting the least amount of shipments out of the major markets with the PlayStation 5. So they definitely lied. Now, this was in an interview. It was, I think it was last year, but they talked about it a couple times, especially after the whole debacle with Sony's Japan studio being shut down and a lot of the best talent leaving and then being absorbed into Asobi, but pretty much the best talent leaving though. That was Sony's biggest Japanese studio and their oldest one as well. That's what Sony started with, and they pretty much got rid of them when it comes down to it. They moved out of Japan when it comes to their headquarters. They're censoring Japanese games very heavily, and now they're not shipping anything to Japan. Sony, no, it's not the utmost importance. It's very clear, and they lied about that. It's very clear. There's one thing that I like to say when it comes to like the gaming industry and stuff like that. Like, I can understand business and all of it, but there's no need to actually like lie about that. There's no need to actually do that. And I know companies lie all the time, but this is pretty blatant when you say, oh yeah, Japan's the utmost importance, but you're not even shipping any units there, right? So how is it the utmost importance when you ship nothing there, and when you censor the games completely, and when you move out of Japan, and when you shut down the Sony first party studio? When you do all that stuff, that doesn't stress that Japan is the utmost importance. It says that no, more like the Western territories are the utmost importance, and Japan is definitely, an afterthought at this point. It's very much an afterthought. Now, I still think that Sony wants the games from the big publishers there. They want the Kingdom Hearts, right? They want the Final Fantasy. They're going to pay for that. So they still want that when it comes to utmost importance, maybe in getting the biggest games, the Forspoken from Square Enix. So stuff like that to help sell the system and kind of get more people here in the West, more so than anything, right? So they want that. But when it comes to themselves and supporting the Japanese scene, when it comes to their own first party or game development, no, that's not happening. When it comes to their own headquarters, that's not happening. When it comes to the smaller AA games and not censoring stuff like crazy, that's not happening. You know, when it comes to actually shipping units and taking maybe a little bit away from Europe or from the US to help out a bit in Japan, no, we can't do that. You know, we can't do that either. So yeah, I'm sorry, Sony, you didn't get me on this one. I didn't believe it back when they said it. And also they had an interview with the lead from Sony, like the Herman Holst guy. I don't know how to say his name, but the guy that was at Gorilla, and now he's like the big boss over there at Sony when it comes to the games and everything. Like when he said, oh yeah, we're very invested into the Japanese market, like we care about it and all that. I didn't believe it then, I didn't believe it here, and now we actually have proof that that was definitely a lie at this point when it comes to the utmost importance. No, it's not. 1,000 units, not shipping anything there is not the utmost importance. So it is what it is on that front, guys. I still love my PS5. I still have it, still play it. I still like the games. Stuff coming is cool. Looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West. Looking forward to God of War. Looking forward to a bunch of cool stuff, but this is definitely a lie here when they said this. But those are my thoughts on this. Those are my thoughts when it comes to Persona. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're someone new. Click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.